Attention bobsled riders! You will soon be embarking on a thrilling podcast down the icy slopes of the Matterhorn, so please remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the bobsled at all times. Auf Wiedersehen!
Hello, Yodlers! We are the Matterhorn Yodlers. I am your host today, Jackie. We have...
Chiefeth.
And...
Chef Louis,
Oh, Chef Louis from Little Mermaid.
Chef Louis.
Horrible stereotype, I see.
You said it. And today we are going to be talking about songs in a movie that you may reevaluate and be like, is this song really necessary?
I think these are songs. Yeah, I think you nailed it with like, why is this song in here? Or does this help the story? Or does this hurt the story? And so, yeah, that's what we're going to talk about.
Yeah, just certain songs in certain movies that you're like, where did this come from?
It like hits you. You're like, whoa. You know, where it's just like, we're going all smooth and like, oh, this is my like, I'm going to do it song, and then you're just all like, whoa, where did this go?
Random song A comes in, you're like, well, that was interesting. Alright.
It's just, it's abrupt. You know, it comes up.
And so we've got a couple, we each have a song from a different movie, each have a song from each a different movie as to songs that we would consider people would question why they would be located in the movie. And so we're going to argue the fact for these songs to be in the movie. And this all originated, and we'll this will be the finale because this is what everything's been building up to, is into Shiny, as to why Shiny belongs in
Yeah,
Moana.
we've made some commentary on it. I am very against Shiny.
I told Dad, and he was like, "Oh, I hate it." Like he had this like he ate a bad onion ring. He was like, "Oh, that's gone stale." You know, it's just like, "Whoa, man, Dad loves all music." That one I like. So
it's a good song, but we'll talk about that one later. We got some appetizers before we get to the main course.
The main course, the main discussion.
boy, I feel like I really gotta get in a fight here.
This is your episode, dude. So a lot of times the episode falls on my research. This time, this one's on you.
I gotta really defend this one. Okay, all right.
All right, Peter, why don't you go first? What movie did you select?
So I have from The Little Mermaid, Les Poissons, how I love les poissons, love to jump and to serve little fish.
I hope I don't have to sing my part.
You do not have to sing your part. I just like singing, okay, guys? I just like singing.
You're very good at it. I'm glad you could sing that.
Yes.
It's a fun song. I could always remember.
It's favorite part of the movie when I was a little kid.
Absolutely. I think Under the Sea is definitely the favorite song of the movie, but
as a kid,
love that because it's a dan 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 dan. You got Sebastian running around, and the chef going crazy.
What is this?
Right. And so which brings up the question, why is this song in it? Because all it is the chef talking about cooking. It's the whole point of the song is to him preparing crab.
Yeah, stuffed crab.
And so, one might ask, why is this in here? Well, I'm here to tell you why. Okay? So, why is there so much animosity between mermaids and humans? That's my question to you.
Don't the mermaids eat the sailors? That's what happened in Pirates.
In Pirates of the Caribbean, the siren, yeah. I mean, it's one of those things. So, what does King Triton say to Ariel? He says, you're a mermaid. He's a human. They're dangerous, right?
They are.
We're not
gonna lie.
Man, this goes back to our Bambi discussion. Man is bad. Except here, at least they call it human.
Yeah.
More gender neutral here,
It's all encompassing to everyone.
That's right. So he says
Except mermaids.
humans.
They're
Yes, no. So like it's talking about the animosity, the differences between the mermaid world and the human world. And so like the whole selling point is to show the contrast, because like without that scene, you really don't get to see kind of like, and granted Ariel doesn't get to see this, but this almost like reaffirmed it with Sebastian, that the human world is not for him.
I wouldn't blame him.
I don't blame him either, you know? So like it's to show that like the way we as, and this, I would say it's a good song for those people that are like anti-meat killing people, you know, like those people that stand out there and protest at those places. PETA, yes.
Yeah.
So it's a great
Not
song.
the fancy Peter.
No,
PETA.
PETA. No. It's a great song for those people because it's like supposed to like, because like if you listen to the lyrics, he's very graphic. First I cut off their head and I pull out their bones, and then he talks about how he makes this dead carcass look so pretty, you know, like, and it's supposed to show this like, you know, like the human world and the sea world. Not that sea world. We don't talk about that sea world.
We don't
The
talk
ocean
about
world.
sea world.
Right? How there
There's
is
conflict.
that sense of conflict, whereas like the humans would see the sea and its creatures as food, like I'm going to eat everything that's, you know, there's a sense of ownership, whereas like, you know, I can see why the residents of the ocean might feel a little frustrated with the humans, in the sense of that. So it's.
So I
it's-
got a question.
Yeah,
So what do the mermaid people eat? Do they eat
I think they eat
fish?
seafood,
They-
like seaweed
Like
and
plain-
stuff. Because like if you
Triton,
watch,
I want to know what Triton is eating, because
Yeah.
that guy is ripped.
Ripped.
Like, I didn't think Plankton
got
had
it.
that much protein.
he's got all seaweed diet.
Seaweed, yeah.
I was wondering, I was like, what do they eat? Because I watched the Little Mermaid cartoon, a couple
They eat
episodes,
seaweed.
and you're like,
dogs.
you see these like dishes, and you're like, what are those made of? Is it like, is there any crab?
Are they all
Is it-
vegetarian?
Yeah, what
Are they
what do
vegetarian
they
under
eat?
the
They're
sea?
doing pretty good. And then you'll see like some fat mermaid. You're like, where's the sugar like plants down in the sea? Like, is there something more like? You're like, oh, sorry, I ate too many carbs this summer. You're like, what? I don't get that. So I'm kind of curious.
It's one of those
they
things.
don't
So
explain
what
that.
do the
Things you don't think about.
Yeah, think about things
What
that make
do-
me think. What do they eat down in
Yeah.
the ocean?
It's like, that's why, like, you know, like Ariel was never too worried about Flounder getting. He's like, don't worry, Flounder, I'm gonna have you for later.
What do you think this dingle hopper's for?
right. So like, yeah. So going back to the song, like, it's to show that internal. It's to show the conflict of both these worlds, how they don't get along, almost kind of like a Romeo and Juliet scenario where, you know, it's doesn't make sense for a mermaid and a prince to fall in love and to live happily ever after. It doesn't make sense in this world that they currently live in. And so we need this song to speak that contrast, because without that song, we just have like, yeah, it's just nice up here, you know? We go on a nice little carriage ride through the town, like it's, you know, happy, peaceful.
And you
need that
kind of
sense
like,
of conflict.
You
up
need a
there.
little like conflict, a little like trouble, because Ariel just made it into the castle. Like, oh, that's great. You're
Yeah.
lucky.
She
And
just walked
but
right in.
Sebastian, like, how does Sebastian get it? He's the little Jiminy Cricket, and so he gets all chewed up. Yeah, that's how I kind of saw that. I was fine with like the transition of like, how does he get in there? I'd never been bothered by
It was-
the song.
It's such a fun song.
Right.
Fun song.
it's
Remember
a-
that fun song. Remember that. So question.
Yes.
Tangent.
Yes.
So
Love
like we
tangents.
brought up like King Triton.
Right.
You're a mermaid. She, he's a human. Do you think King Triton could take out all the humans with his Triton? You think if he really wanted to
That's a
at
lot
the
of-
time?
That's a lot of humans.
But like, you know what? He could really
So
like
now
clear
we're
a
getting-
space of like dominance of like, oh, we don't go there. Like they used to be like, watch Luca. They're like, oh, you see the monsters in the map. Like King Triton be like, he'll be like this giant monster. Like, yeah, you don't go in that ocean.
So-
King Triton will take you out. Like,
So now we're getting into like deeper lore about why King Triton doesn't do more to upset human sailing, right? So maybe fun hypothetical discussion.
big pop shots of
Does-
like ships. He's like, pew, and they like
does
sink. And
does
you're like,
King Triton report to someone else, kind of like an
Neptune.
Olympus like sort of thing, where it's like reporting not necessarily to Zeus but to
Neptune.
someone equivalent.
Is that what was? No, that was the.
Well, I
that's
think King Triton is Neptune's son.
Yeah.
I think that's how the lore is, and so like, does he have to? He has to stay within his realm, and he's just frustrated when humans are up there because they're allowed to be
All
sailing.
those shipwrecks were caused by him. He's like sitting there as a sniper. He's like, all right, ready, and
Bam!
pew! And you're like, oh no, we're fine.
Well, and I mean, there could be some similarities with how, like, in this Moon Knight series, I won't go into full details, but
We'll talk about the Mummy, the TV show, maybe on another day, right?
yeah, we'll talk about that on a different
Got some more
day.
we got some more mythology.
You're right.
Yeah, but like it's kind of a similar of like there's boundaries, or the Eternals, where like there's boundaries of what they get involved in. It's just like if you involve with humans, then you got to deal with all of their problems, and do you really want to deal with all the human
So we're
problems?
No, they're probably watching Real Housewives like, those people are messed up.
Yeah.
Money does not fix your problem. That makes it more messy.
It's like, listen, Arrow, you don't want to go up there. They're crazy.
I'm just kind of crazy. I'm kind of crazy. Yes, well, that kind of.
We're all a
I'm
little
kind of
crazy
curious
here.
with that kind of statement of like, why didn't King Triton just start like, stay away from our fish? And he's just going out there waging war with them. I don't know.
Interesting theory. We can maybe make an episode talking about
Theories.
theories as to why.
Why don't they do more?
Right.
Why don't they take out more?
What's their role in things?
Yeah, why
Like,
doesn't
what does
Mel-
King Triton actually do?
What is Maleficent? Why doesn't she get a nicer place? She's got this like tower that's fallen over. Like,
Right.
Come on.
She turns
Madam
into a
Mim, you're just
dragon.
chilling inside like that
Some
one
random
hut.
cottage,
Come
yeah.
on, you're better than that. You almost beat Merlin.
Remember from our last discussion, magic doesn't make things better. It only
Yeah,
goes,
it makes things
You punch
worse.
down.
magic only goes down.
Always comes with a cost. All right.
So we're on to Jackie.
Jackie,
What's
what
your
do you
song?
got?
Yeah, so we're gonna be talking about The Great Mouse Detective, which
I like that movie.
It's a great movie.
Many-
Dark at parts.
yeah,
It's a
many
Sherlock
people
Holmes film.
It is.
you know?
Don't. I would probably a lot of people have not seen this movie.
Really?
I would say I had introduced it
Again,
to my
I'm
friends a
90s
lot.
kid. That movie's fresh.
It's hard for me to think that people haven't seen it, but I can see why people haven't seen it.
That's how I feel
My
about
kids
Oliver
like it.
and Company.
My
Like,
kids like
it's
it.
not as popular as like Aladdin or
Well, there's not that many songs in it.
right. Well, we'll talk about a song.
We'll talk about. That's right.
what is a movie that you think is popular that you'd watch over it then? You'd watch The Great Mouse Detective over it.
A popular movie that I would rather watch, Great Mouse Detective.
Yeah, that's a Disney animation. Peter Pan, for me.
I could see that. That's hard to say.
It's like, what do you define as popular?
Like, what would, like, iconic, like, its name, it's not like I'm saying, like, Chicken Run or, like, Home on the Range or anything like that.
Fox and the Hound. No.
Yeah.
Black Cauldron. Best movie ever.
Sleeping Beauty.
Wow.
I'm not a fan of Sleeping Beauty.
I could
so.
see that. I don't
Best
know.
song's the two drunken dads and the
Scum, scum, Thursday this night. I don't know. I I would have to think about that. I
Okay.
do not.
Sorry, I'm just
I couldn't
tangenting
give
all
you-
No,
over the
why
place.
not? It's our
Okay.
podcast. We
This
can do whatever.
so far, this is going to be a short episode, so I'll take any tangents we can get.
Okay.
So we're gonna be talking about. There's a few good songs in there.
Radigan's such a great character.
Radigan is such a great. I was like, Radigan is such like an
Underrated villain song.
underrated villain.
Underappreciated.
Yeah.
Sure. They
Um.
made it in the game Villainous. That's
It
a,
did.
That's
The
a fun
character
character
did.
to play.
Yeah. But this song is "Let Me Be Good to You." So the
Comes out of nowhere.
So the scene
Let
is
me be good
they
to
basically
you.
go to the cover of it's a bar basically.
It's a seedy pub.
yeah.
Yes.
You got daggers and
It's a sailor's bar.
yes, when they back in the day when you don't go down to the pier bars.
Yeah, it's a place that no normal person or a person with I don't know.
You gotta be tough.
Yeah.
Urgh.
And so they go to this bar to find Radigan, and they're getting a drink, and the song comes on. "Let Me Be Good to You." It's almost like a showgirl.
But she comes out like very
This
like
little-
Molly Mormon, very good and sweet. You're like,
Right.
oh my.
Yeah, very innocent. Like, oh, like let me take your troubles away. Let me be good to you, and then the big climax of the song, and she comes in kind of in a
The showgirl.
Showgirl.
Honestly,
outfit.
every time the part where she's all like, "Hey fellas, I'll take off," and I assume she's about to say, "All my clothes." I swear, like she's literally throwing her skirt off, and it's like, "Yeah, you're taking off all your clothes." Yep.
there's no nudity.
There isn't. She's wearing a little.
Just like a
Bathing suit.
Yeah, showgirl outfit. The song itself, I actually enjoyed the song.
It's a fun song.
It's a fun song.
It's a fun
right?
song.
Fun song. Remember this word.
But you're like, but why is it in the movie?
Right.
And the only thing I could really come up with, it was a distraction of, getting all the people in the pub or the bar,
Radigan's crew.
Radigan's crew watching her, and then his sidekick,
Basil.
Well, Basil's.
no,
no,
Basil's
no.
the detective.
Oh shoot! I want to say Dodson.
I think so.
Yeah, Dotson or something. His sidekick. Basil, gets a little drunk because his drink was tampered with. And then a fight breaks out, but she's still singing, and they get to sneak off where
But they
Radigan
weren't
is.
part of like his plan. She
No.
was just
No.
it was opportunistic.
It was an opportunity.
yeah,
Yeah.
event. Yeah. You looking up the name?
Dawson.
Dawson.
Dr. Q. David Q. Dawson.
And I think what's good about the movie itself is it has some really dark moments. It's a darker animated.
You're dealing with a dark industrial period.
Yeah.
Well, this is literally the last movie before we get into Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
So before we hit the Renaissance.
And so the song kind of brings light and I don't know, excitement or fun.
To a dark situation.
Yes.
Because Sherlock Holmes is not a likable character. He's very eccentric,
Right.
and he's not very palatable to average people. He's just mean.
Yeah. So I think it brings a little bit more light, a little bit more, I don't know, jazz to the movie.
It brightens it up.
It totally
Yeah.
does. Because, it's a pretty dark moment because, you think about what happens at this moment. The little girl's just been kidnapped.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know where she's at. They've got a clue that there's some connection here at this pub, at this bar. And so, they're going undercover in this shady, scary place to find this lost girl. So, why not throw a little happy song in there?
I agree.
Yeah.
It spruces
In
it
terms-
up. It
in
wakes
ter-
you up too.
It does. Because there's definitely a lull.
You're
Or,
an investigation into,
Yeah.
and you're dealing with a seedy character, and I mean, the next song that comes on is the Radican, like
So long.
So long
Yeah.
is so fun. Like,
right.
if you're gonna die,
So
at
you
least
got-
have somebody make a song
You got
for
you got Vincent Price. I mean, you got Vincent Price playing Radigan. Like he did such a great job.
He did. Again, one of, like we said, underappreciated villain.
Yeah. So, could you cut it and be perfectly fine? Yes, but
I think it hurts the movie.
it would hurt the movie just because you just get bored during. It breaks up the boredom.
I would just say
Prior.
it's too. That portion of the movie is a little too serious
Yes.
for at least children.
Yeah, you're talking about like date rape, like
Drugs.
drugs.
Yeah.
He's been drugged. Right. So like I think it's a
Don't
little.
drink it, and he's like, "Oh, too late."
So yeah, I think it's needed to help lighten up the movie a little
Yeah.
bit because it's in a dark place and it's dark tones, dark themes. So I think it's needed to help lighten the mood a bit.
Yeah.
I agree.
So
I agree. Did you have another one, Jackie?
I did. So the next one I had,
Bonus.
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you were doing another one.
Yeah.
We discussed it a little bit, so I'm
Just
kind of
a
curious.
little bit, yeah. So it's Mary Poppins movie.
The original Mary
The
Poppins?
original Mary Poppins
Mary
movie.
Poppins.
Can you guess what song I picked?
Ooh, let's go with oh, what would you pick?
I'll abstain because we
Yeah, you
discussed this
know.
earlier.
Is it the bank song where they're talking
If you
about
invest your
tuppence? That
No.
one? No,
That's a good one.
I know. Well,
I didn't
it's Mary
realize that
Poppins, it's
was-
good.
Dick Van Dyke till I was like
Oh,
30 years old.
The suffrage song.
No.
We're clearly soldiers in petticoats.
No.
No.
Oh, really?
That was a contender.
Okay.
But-
Something.
But that's
more than
that
that.
really spruces
Yeah.
it up.
Sure. But in terms of
It's like your intro that
what-
you did
what's-
for the
what's-
Marvel.
what does that really add to?
That's
the
true.
movie?
I mean,
Sure.
you give the mother a character.
You give the
without-
mother a character or a purpose. This is I Love to Laugh.
I love to laugh.
Okay.
So, it's a great song. Don't get me wrong. Great song. Could they cut it and the movie be good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Absolutely.
I'll say this: it's better than the song that they originally had planned.
Oh yeah.
It's so there was a deleted song that they took out of Mary Poppins because it was just too slow, and it's like in the Sands of Time or something like that. It's in the theme of Cause song "Trust in Me."
That'll put you to sleep.
Da. That was supposed to be in Mary Poppins originally, and then they put it in Jungle Book.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the I Love to Laugh song was definitely inspired by a scene in the Mary Poppins book where they visit Uncle Albert, and they laugh and they float, and that's a whole scene. And I think, and that's the hard part with Mary Poppins is the original book where it was based off of. It was just a lot of short, different stories
Right.
and adventures, and so there's not this overall story archy of bringing the father
Why
with
you're
the
on this
children.
Fluidity of
You know,
it. It's like,
John-
oh, wait, these guys had a great week with their nanny.
Right. And so it's just all about an adventure. And they brought it into the movie because it is a great scene. It brings light and laughter, and there's a lot of meaning behind of laughter and having things to laugh about is things that will lift us up, and it's our sadness that brings us down here on this earth, which makes you think oh, I'm not floating, so I must.
That's
There's
true.
must
I'm
be
very
sad.
depressed.
Yeah.
I'm now leaving this podcast as a very depressed being.
I
I'm
like
not
the little
flying.
laughter they do, the different types of laughter.
The Dick Van
yes.
Dyke.
Yeah.
Some people laugh. Yeah, that's great. Dick Van Dyke did
Oh.
fantastic.
I mean, it's a great song. It's definitely one of my favorite songs.
Yeah.
But
What is your favorite song?
out of Mary Poppins,
Yeah.
supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Boy, you went full on.
She went for it.
Yeah.
She had.
It's a disease of the liver. No, sorry, I couldn't
No,
resist it.
we're not going back there.
Not again.
No, I just love it. It's a fun song. It's fun saying the word, and yeah.
I can tell you got a smile on your face as you're saying it. So
Well, and fun thing, like when I was in traditions at Disney World, they give you like trivia or things to get like little figures or a trading pen or something at my traditions. And it was like a Mary Poppins song thing, and they gave like a hint of like a song, and then you had to stand up and sing part of that song or finish the lyrics, and it was supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, and I stood up and I was like singing the whole song, and they're like, all right, here's a little Mickey Mouse.
I'm that guy in traditions going, oh, I want to go back to the military. I made horrible decisions. This is not where I belong. I was that guy.
Traditions is not a fun course to take while working at Disney. That's one of those experiences you just like, can this be over soon?
I had a fun traditions class.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we all know who you were in that class.
Oh, stop.
I was that jaded, like, oh, I've made bad choices.
It was one of those, like, okay, like, you just... Yeah, it's not the fun part of working for Disney, that's for sure.
Co-workers and friends and stuff.
And maybe I just had a great table.
I think you had a good table. I had a snob girl that's like, I know the answer. Just like
That was her.
No, Jackie was like, you could tell she had good energy. This girl is just like, it's like the girl that we met on our
on our
on the
gumball
race.
rally, like that.
okay.
Nailed it.
No, we had a goal that everybody at our table was gonna win something, so
Oh,
we would
you have
all
good
help
energy.
each other. And
It's like being at a wedding
Oh,
table
fun.
that everyone's like, we're the best table.
yeah.
And then you find out that everyone in the class gets something because they end up resorting to, who's your favorite Disney character? Bugs Bunny. Oh my gosh.
Harry Potter.
It's like, oh my gosh.
You just said that to be annoying. But yeah. I think the song just brings light and laughter to the movie. Mary
Brings a good
Poppins.
philosophy into it.
Absolutely. I mean, it's...
I can't take medicine without sugar. What are you doing, honey? Taking Tylenol.
It's a new way. That's actually how I solve my hiccups. I do a spoonful of sugar.
Mom taught us that because I did the same
I do a
thing.
spoonful of sugar and then I hold my breath and then it works.
I just eat candy.
That's more fun.
All right.
I feel like I'm actually taking medicine.
All right, JV. Let's
J5.
JV.
Goodness gracious.
Who's this JV?
That's
J-Fee.
just a nickname. The name that shall not be named.
We don't talk about J-Fee.
No.
All right. Should that song be in there? Definitely. Okay. So I'm doing Shiny from the movie Moana. The
I
character.
thought we were talking about Savages from Pocahontas.
Oh,
no.
That can go, no.
That's a great song.
It is a fun
I
song.
would sing that song when the guests are coming into the parks during Road Trip.
true.
They're believing human.
It's true, though.
That would be kind of a fun song to spoof
To parody. Great, you're giving me more ideas. Oh boy.
We'll have a compilation of like
Yeah.
spoofs and
Oh yeah.
because we're still waiting on the termination song. All the way
I
through.
think I put part of
you
it
put
up.
part of it up.
I put part
yeah.
of it up on our was it our lesser known Disney World characters episode.
with Figment.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm doing Shiny for Moana. Jermaine Clement is the voice of the character for Tomateo. Tomatoa.
I think so. That
Yeah.
sounds right.
Golly. I just want to say tomato. Sorry. So it's a little background for those who haven't seen it. This song comes out of nowhere. before Maui was gives in to Moana on her journey to restore the heart of Te Fiti. He needs his hook, and so he's like, fine, if I'm gonna do this, I need my hook. And Maui knows if it's gonna be found, it would be with Tamatoa.
I was going through
There
the
we
song.
go.
It says, Tamatoa hasn't been this
Yeah,
bad."
right. Tamatoa hasn't always been this glam. Yeah. And so Maui and Moana go to the Loatea, the realm of the monsters. We'll just say that. I am sorry. I am butchering a beautiful culture and language. And they find this crab. And the character, he's a secondary antagonist.
Yes.
And he's a villainous, as this is under the Disney Wiki or the fandom page, he is a villainous giant crab that covets all things shiny and valuable. He wants to elevate his status with all the gold and has become self-absorbed. His arch nemesis of the acclaimed demigod Maui. He knows his past and reveals Maui's always ripped off, and also Maui has ripped off his leg, so he's got some beef. Personality is unpredictable. He's got mood shift, and he goes from comedic to murderous, and he's got a dark humor about eating his grandmother. It took a long time. I ate my grandma. It's like, whoa. So, the song Shiny, it's all about his glory, because Maui
Right.
tells Moana, have him talk about himself, and that's what it is.
I'll be glad to do so. I love that. Like, so
Are you
like-
trying to make me talk? Yeah, and it just comes out,
So like-
and I'll do it. I've got a super weakness, myself.
Right.
So the first part is talking about him and himself and like his upbringing, because he talks about he was a crab. Talk about, it's not about what's on the inside, it's what about on the outside. Because he goes like, because your granny lied, It's like, wow, really attacking the, philosophy of like, it's not what's on the outside, it's what's on the inside. And, and he'd just rather be shiny and be seen. And he also uses it kind of in an evolutionary sense of like attracting food, free food, seafood. He mentions that. And then, boom, Maui shows up and he's like, I got my hook. Here it is. And he tries to use it and he cannot use it. Or he's rusty and he can't transform. And so the song transitions to like the second part where it's talking about Maui. And he gives little clues into Maui's background. He presents, because Maui is self-absorbed himself, you're welcome, is very similar.
Right.
So it's easy to see what two narcissists not, liking each other, surprise, their nemesis. And so it's not, and so so they've got history, and he obviously is an old crab because it's been thousands of years he's been stuck on this island. So they've battled before in the past, and he knows his history, and he reveals something that Maui didn't reveal, that he was human and was discarded. And he shows on the tattoo that's covered by his hair, and it's at that point Moana realizes like, oh, okay,
I don't know
I
everything.
don't know
about him.
everything about him, and so there is, why, and it kind of clues in why does Maui want to please, these humans, and so this song opens more about Maui, so it's like, yeah, I'm this awesome, but also like progresses the character story of Maui and his history for the audience and the main characters, the protagonist Moana in the story. Also, so that's one, breaking it down. That's one aspect of how the lyrics feed into it. As for its placement from between "You're Welcome" and to the part where like I'm gonna get stronger with my hook. I don't know what the song is. It's 30 minutes, and this movie's all about songs. Like Moana has two, like I Am Moana,
Right.
So
I am Moana.
you hear that with they mock that in the Olaf shorts where he's like, I'm gonna do it again. So and you also have the other thought is there is no villain song in here.
There isn't.
No.
The Kokomara they're nonverbal. They got some good drums, but there's no song. And Tafiti doesn't bust out.
Taka,
yeah.
Taka.
Yeah, there's no. She just screams.
Right.
Which that makes sense. You're a volcano. The lava.
Yeah.
You're gonna be like blah, 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 blah. It's like Muggs singing a song from Pokemon. You're like, wow, that was great, guys. Any other ideas? So, to me, it helps progress the story. To me, it's fun. It is way different. It just hits you on the side of the face.
It's
how
just,
different it is.
Yeah, like you said, I don't have an issue with like the character itself, but it's just like the song just comes out of nowhere. I remember watching it in the theater and I'm like, okay, I'm liking the movie, and then the song hits and you're like, what in the world?
I think why this song kind of gets a bad rap is because of like the song is good. I will listen to the song all day. It's a good song. But, like, if you compare it with the other songs in the movie, they're all, like, culturally based. Like, it's very thematic to the island culture and things like this. And this is not that.
No.
At all. Which I guess that might be what they're going for because you're in the realm of monsters. But it was one of those things that kind of took, I think, a lot of people out of the movie experience, out of the world, because it's like, okay, this is a different song.
We are in a different world, though.
You're right. And it's a fair point. But
it all comes down to the listener and what they feel is.
Yeah.
Did that take me out? Was that good? Or was it like, can I move on with the story?
And you made some excellent points. It reminds me of a video that Father Yodeler showed me about like the science of writing Disney music. And they talked about like, how every song has to serve a point. And that's kind of the point of this episode is that like every song in every Disney movie serves a point in one point or another. Like it's supposed to expand the story. Cuz like in the video is talking about they talk about the differences between the pop versions of songs and then the actual song that's in the movie. And you say like for example, like, Let It Go. Mm-hmm. She does not say Let It Go that much. She only says it, like, a couple times in the movie. But if you go to the credit scene when they're singing Let It Go, they sing Let It Go, like, Let It Go! The whole time.
Yeah.
Because during the movie you only have so much time, and so you need to use that time to tell a story. You need to expand what's happening here. And I think Shiny does do a good job in that. You bring up excellent points.
Mm-hmm. It's only 3 minutes, but there is a break where you're like, whoa, like the whole battle is in the song.
Yeah.
Like as much as this song is about Taka, it's about not Taka, the crab.
Again, we're sorry.
Tamatoa. Yeah, that's it. It's about him. It's actually more about Maui.
Yeah.
And that's what it's about. It's about Maui and his hook and things like that. Although they do talk about, you mentioned, how this brings up some theories people have about Moana, where Tamatoa knows who Moana's grandma is because he references her grandma specifically, saying, your grandma lied.
Did your grandma say, listen to your heart? Be who you are on the inside. I need 3 words to tear her argument apart. Your granny lied.
And so that laid to a hint that, like, she actually was like, people speculate that Granny was actually, like, Maui's girlfriend at one point.
I mean, she knows the stories.
Right.
The monsters, but I mean, that the folklore is passed down, storytellers.
Right.
And so that makes sense.
But and so it was just kind
Prequel.
we want to see Maui and Grandma hook up.
I just want to know the story.
So, all right, cool. I do have one thing I did not know. I love having random facts.
Right.
Yeah.
Tomotoa makes an appearance in Wreck-It Ralph Breaks the
Yes.
Internet.
He
Oh,
does.
He is,
Yes.
he is as told by Emoji, and then on Moana's shirt and with princess
Yes.
it says #shiny, and it has him on there.
Oh, nice.
So I was like, well, I didn't know that. Gotta share that. I love a good Easter egg.
Wreck-It Ralph 2 has a ton of them.
Yeah.
that's
I
for
mean,
sure.
it's just filled with them. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay. Awesome.
Let us
Making
know.
sure-
Yeah, let
yeah.
us know.
Let us know what your thoughts. Do you think the songs we brought up are crucial for the movie? Or are you a fan of these songs?
Or
are
cut
you,
it.
Or are you like, cut it, let's move on from it?
And what other songs in Disney movies do you think
I can
don't fit?
I can go the
Yeah.
distance.
I'm
Just
joking.
joking. No.
Yeah.
I'm just joking. I did that to get
It
on
makes me rethink when you're trying to think about like what song in each Disney movie could be cut out.
It's hard. There's
It's
some
hard.
that's hard.
Yeah. So think about that if you're watching a Disney movie. It makes it a little bit more interesting.
Like, could they cut this? What would the movie be like?
Yeah. So, let us know. You can email us at matterhornyoders@gmail.com. Follow
And this is also a response to anyone who's started listening to us that's, started binging through our episodes. If you want to talk about something we talked about on a prior episode, let us know. Like, we haven't moved on. Like, we can always go back and talk
Of
about
course.
those things.
Oh, yeah. We want to
So-
hear your thoughts and we can reshare any of your thoughts.
If you want to hear what our views are on the Parent Trap episode, we'll talk about the Parent
Speaking
Trap
of
episode.
that, the original actress, the to be wed, or like the fiance,
Yeah.
she just passed away.
Oh, did you?
She just passed
Yeah.
away. Well, this will date us, but like 3 weeks ago from when you guys listened to this. But yeah, she passed away at the beginning of, or the end of April.
Gotcha.
So I just saw that on Reddit last night, and I was like, oh my gosh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She was 89. That dates like that tells you how old these movies are. But
Yeah. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Facebook. If you want to talk about anything about Disney, let us know. We love talking about Disney, as you can tell.
We like to go
we
on
have
tangents.
options. We have options. We can talk about other things besides Disney on this.
Yes, we could.
As eyes are rolled. All right. That's all we have. Have a magical day.
Thank you for joining us on this week's episode of the Matterhorn Yodelers. Please remember, before your bobsled comes to a complete stop, to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And remember,
Remain seated, please. Permanecer sentados, por favor.